Hello. Thank you for joining me as always. Just sitting here today, just taking it all in, noticing how quickly I've been moving and how much I've forgotten all the things that brought me peace. How easy it is to lose ourselves amongst the movement and the shifts and the changes. Just admitting those things to myself, I guess, and reconnecting in a place that is familiar to my soul. Remembering that deep awareness of self that I felt so disconnected from for so long. And even just taking accountability for that disconnection for the first time in a very long time. I mentioned in the last video, it's felt like my snow globe has been in the dryer, and what I mean by that is just everything in my life has just been shaken and shaken and shaken and shaken, and on top of that, my own fears and reactions have, I think, put me in a spin cycle of not knowing how to react to all the movement and forgetting the tools. And as I'm beginning to slow down and remember and reinvest, which has been really big, just reinvesting in myself, taking those moments to take my own advice, remembering those early years of awakening for myself and what I learned during that time and what I've forgotten during this uncertain year, and how do I get myself back there. And I'm finding it interesting, as I always do, that so many of us seem to be in that place that's familiar but so unfamiliar. It's a new vibration, a new level of awareness. And just taking a moment to go, okay, wait a minute. This is familiar because I've done a lot of this before. I found these tools and they worked for me before. But it's unfamiliar in that it's taking me in new directions. It looks different physically and yet feels the same. I'm beginning to acknowledge those feelings and reactions that we have to those emotions, and beginning to delve deeper in our emotional awareness as things continue to shift and we grow. We decide how to invest in ourselves. Taking out those old tools and dusting them off, whether that's meditation or yoga, using our divination tools, connecting with whatever nature is available to us, and truly just giving ourselves moments of peace, reflection, appreciation, but also being willing to face those things where we find resistance. Notice where we're over-giving and overdoing. Being willing to take accountability for ourselves. I think ultimately it's not having those two opposing thoughts that create anxiety, that create war between our thoughts and our desires and emotions. I'd really love to have that thing, but I can't have it because maybe we can't have exactly that thing today. I would love to have a lot of things right now. That doesn't mean that I can't take this moment to slow down and appreciate the things that I do have and the things that I'm working toward and the places that I've been and the places that I'm going. Just take a moment to reflect on the beauty of the here and now, the recognition of being present, of watching the wind blow and noticing the bumblebees and the dandelions and the tulips. Just being in this moment with myself as I reflect, giving myself time to just consider things instead of running off to do the next thing. I encourage you to slow down whenever you can, to reflect, to notice where you're investing your time and your energy. What are you believing that you're creating? What are you feeling about that? Do you want to continue to create that thing? Can you begin to appreciate where you are right now? Can you see it through new eyes?